Have you ever felt your heart pound so loudly that you thought the whole world could hear it? What if that sound was not just in your chest, but coming from beneath the floorboards, betraying your darkest secret? Today, we dive into one of the most chilling tales ever written by Edgar Allan Poe, The Telltale Heart. A story that explores guilt, madness, and the terrifying power of the human conscience. Stay with me till the end, because this tale doesn't just send shivers down your spine. It forces you to question the very nature of sanity itself.
The narrator begins by insisting he is not insane. He claims his senses, especially his hearing, are sharper than ever. He even hears things in heaven, in earth, and in hell. But there's a secret. He admits he has killed an old man, not out of anger, not for money, but because of the old man's eye. A pale, vulture-like eye that seemed to watch him, haunt him, and fill him with an uncontrollable dread. He insists he loves the old man, but that eye, it must be destroyed.
Every night, at the stroke of midnight, the narrator sneaks into the old man's bedroom. He moves carefully, silently, taking a whole hour just to place his head inside the door. He carries a lantern with a single narrow slit, shining only a thin ray of light, always directed at the old man's closed eye. For 7 nights he visits. Each time the eye is shut, and as long as it is closed, he feels safe. He cannot kill the old man without the eye watching him. On the 8th night, the narrator makes his move. As he opens the door, his thumb slips on the lantern latch, and the old man stirs. He sits up in bed, whispering in fear. Who's there? The room is swallowed in darkness. For a full hour, neither man moves. The narrator knows the old man is awake, terrified. He waits, patient, listening. Finally, he opens the lantern just enough for the light to fall on the old man's eye. It is wide open. The vulture eye stares directly at him, cold and unblinking. And then the narrator hears it. A sound, a faint, muffled heartbeat. At first soft, then louder, louder, louder. It is the old man's terrified heart. The sound fuels the narrator's frenzy. Fearing the neighbors might hear, he leaps forward, drags the old man to the floor, and pulls the heavy bed over him. The heartbeat grows weaker, fainter, then silence. The old man is dead.
The narrator smiles at his own cleverness. He dismembers the body, cutting it into pieces. No blood is spilled. He works with precision. Then, he hides the parts beneath the wooden floorboards of the old man's room. He cleans the place so thoroughly that no trace remains. He believes he has committed the perfect crime. At around 4 a.m., a knock comes at the door. 3 policemen enter. A neighbor reported a scream. The narrator welcomes them warmly, confident in his disguise. He tells them the old man is away in the country. He invites them to search. Finally, he brings chairs into the very room where the corpse is hidden, placing his own seat directly above the floorboards.
At first, the narrator is calm. The policemen chat casually. But then, he hears it. A faint thumping, like a watch wrapped in cotton. A heartbeat. He grows pale. He talks faster to mask the sound. But the beating grows louder, louder, louder. He paces, he argues, he raves. The policemen exchange curious glances, but they hear nothing unusual. The sound is inside his own mind, his guilt taking form. Unable to bear it any longer, he shrieks, "Yes, I killed him! Tear up the floorboards! Here, here, it is the beating of his hideous heart!" The story ends with the narrator's madness fully exposed, destroyed not by justice, but by his own conscience.
Poe's The Telltale Heart is not just a horror story. It's a psychological portrait of guilt and obsession. The narrator insists he is sane, yet his every action proves otherwise. His sharpened senses and obsession with the eye reveal paranoia. His attempt at a perfect crime collapses under the weight of his own conscience. The heartbeat, whether real or imagined, symbolizes the inescapable guilt that no murderer can silence. This story asks us a haunting question. What is more terrifying? The crime itself, or the way our own mind can betray us? Poe shows us that the real horror does not come from ghosts or monsters, but from within us. The guilty conscience that refuses to stay buried, beating louder and louder until it consumes us. So, next time you hear the pounding of your heart in the silence of the night, ask yourself, what truth might it be trying to tell you?